Peace, my loves. Happy new day. I hope you all are living well, doing well, treating yourself beautifully well. It's your girl Elise here at Essential Soul Growth. And I just wanted to chat, talk about the current energy. I don't have the chart pulled up or anything like that, but I'm just flowing because it's been a huge release that I feel like it's not something that you can ignore. It's not something you're supposed to ignore. It feels like it's the energy. That's what I'm feeling right now. It's like what I was picking up from the Most High is you have never been what you seemed. And there's been this theme around you of everything's not what it seems. It's never been what it seemed. I feel like that's a theme that you were supposed to pick up on a while ago. Don't beat yourself up for not being aligned with the signs and the synchronicities that have always been around you. What you are experiencing now is a remembrance. And if you have things that you would like to, it's this period of time where it's like you were just training. You were training. And then I feel like there's also a group of you that has woken up. Your masculine energy is up now. For a period of time, you were operating from a space where it wasn't balanced. And some of you, it wasn't even developed. Some of you wasn't even awake. So your imbalanced energy, your feminine energy had to take the brunt. And that's where your lack of boundaries came from. That's where your chaos came from. That's where you're calling, war cries, calling war, declaring war. That's where all of that came from. And I want to encourage you not to beat yourself up for that timeline. I feel like you used to. You don't anymore. And the tests. Most High has been giving you your team. They said all of us. It says all of them. They've been giving you tests of your responses. It's something about an energy of pretending. Something about false encouragement, gassing up. Like, it's something about that energy that never sat well with you. And it's something about that energy where Spirit wants to make sure that what you say is what you truly feel. It's this energy of aligning with your truth. What you say is what you really feel. And how you move is not from your pain. I feel like a lot of the time, the way that you moved, how you did things, stemmed from your masculine energy not being aligned with you. Because that's your voice of reason. That's your sense of being grounded. That is your boundaries. So if you have your boundaries, then you know exactly what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. So I feel like you dealt with not knowing what was for you. And I feel like a lot of you dealt with not really knowing yourself. And this okay. Like, you're hearing I'm a millennial. You're going to hear so many millennials. I saw this young lady. Now, my initial trained response was partial judgment, but I immediately corrected myself because it was like, how dare I judge her when I'm going through the same thing? She always wanted to do this. Some way, somehow, she was stifled. Whether it was lack of encouragement, whether it was carrying weight that wasn't hers, whatever the expression was, she wants to break free. And she's basically the representation of what is in this, is what's in the energy. You're going to hear more millennials coming up and coming out. You may not agree with everything that they're doing, but the core point is just they're stepping into their truth. We're stepping into our truth. There's no they. It's me, we, us. We in this shit together. There's no you, the collect. It's us. We all doing this shit. We're all in this in some way, shape, or form. It does not matter. I just feel like the millennials are the ones that we're leading the way. And it's so eye-opening. And you're coming to this space where you're finally okay. And that's another thing. Your masculine energy is the one that's in you that stands tall when stones are being thrown at you. It is your inner protector. It was out of balance. Your feminine energy had to pretend to be this strong person, pretend to be this cold, I can handle it, I don't need you type of person. A lot of you had a moment where your truth, the experience dissolved into the truth. So many tears has been shed, and it's not tears of wanting to return. It's not tears of wanting to change the turnout, the experience. Possibly, maybe you do have the mentality like, damn, I really wish I would have responded different, but that's you then. That was you underdeveloped and not processed. You didn't know how to process. You were literally operating out of what you were trained to do. A lot of you didn't know what healthy anything looked like. Everything was over exasperated ego. You need your ego. Your ego stems from your masculine energy. That is your protector. That is the one that stands up for you. That's the one that's right here. That's the one that's doing the most for you. While your feminine energy is the one creating the ideas and coming up with things, and your masculine energy is the one that gets it done. So a lot of you have struggled with, why do I feel stuck and stifled, and what is the problem? It was your masculine energy. Your masculine energy was wounded. Yeah. I was about to say something about glorifying people, putting people up on pedestals. You don't do that anymore, that's for sure, because that was also wounded masculine. Overpraising those that you think have something that you want, not realizing that they had their own means of getting to where they are, and they possibly don't even feel confident in where they are. Like, you stop putting people where they don't belong, right? And I'm trying to see if there was anything in my notes that we might need. Okay, we can talk about this year. This upcoming Gregorian year, 2026, is going to reduce down to the number 1. I always look at the number 10 as like you and God. It's just you and God. Anything that is blocking you from the truth, anything that's blocking you from learning your lessons for real, is going to dissolve. It's going to go away. And it's just going to be you, God, and the truth. It's going to be a lot of research no, that's mine. That's personal. Sorry. That's my personal year. An energy of things working out for you, especially if you've done the work. You're not really worried. Also, I've been getting this energy of releasing anything that keeps you bound to anything. You don't want to be bound, tied to anything. Spirit is going to map and line you up so that can happen. And Spirit wants you to keep in mind, everything isn't what it seems. I said Spirit, not my phone. Changing it up. You may be even ready to change your devices up. Like, there's certain brands you just over it. It ran its course. It never gave. It was always chaotic. Let's see. A lot of you have noticed that there has been this huge release. I grabbed my notes. Notice that there's been this huge release, and that specific release has to do with things that you didn't face. So a lot of you were reactive. A lot of us were reactive rather than allowing things to process and just take your time. That came from your past, that came from your upbringing, that came from your experience. So what you never process is coming up. And it's because this cycle is done. Like, you'll never have to deal with these echoes again. You understand? You're never gonna have to deal with these echoes ever again. So that's why it's coming up, and that's why it may feel more intense than you would like for it to feel. It feels very intense, actually, for some of you. But your reactions is being tested for your next level. So if you are still reacting, saying you're good, you're cool, it's nothing, I don't feel it's da-da-da-da, but inside there's storms and upheaval. Spirit's helping you with that right now. Let's see. So the past, you're not thinking of it to return, it's cycling out. Your nervous system is getting rid of it. It's the final goodbye to anything that kept you from your full expression, like imposter syndrome, anything that made you feel like, oh, I probably shouldn't do that, or oh, such and such had that kind of setup, or whatever the case that kept you from feeling like things are oversaturated. It's like you knew that there was extra space for everybody, that there was a slice of the pie for everybody, but you were so bogged down by outdated judgment. Like, you cared about judgment, and it kept you from your full expression. So self-worth issues that were deep in the bloodline, if it had something to do with like status, looks, the ability to obtain, we got lost in that form of expression and away from. So a lot of the time, and that's something too, like what I'm just getting from people judging you, they see the end result, they don't see the cause. Or you were judged on the result, or judged on your action, but not the reason why you responded this particular way. So that's another reason why the Most High wants you to really, really hone in on your responses, because your actions being held against you. Yeah, you may stand firm and like, yeah, I did it, or whatever the case, but deep down, you are big on your character. So Spirit is saying, like, face the issue so you're not messing up your character. Didn't I just say something about the root cause? You find the cause of the root. No one truly wants to go there. And if they do, they tend to be limited. Like they'll stop at scratching the surface. So again, that's like the result, but not going into the cause. So what's the point of you telling me what such and such did? Why they do that? What brought them to this result? I feel like somebody is asking those type of questions. But what brought that up? What brought that up? And it's someone that doesn't like answering questions. Somebody don't like to be questioned, because then their truth is revealed. Oh, I also wanted to say something about movies. I noticed how they keep going back to timelines that should be, that are they're going back to timelines that we're working on healing from. It's like there's a reopening of a wound. The potential of a wound reopening. So if you have your eyes keen and paying attention, something about wanting you to remain stuck on the same timeline. Movies are repeating outdated timelines to activate a trigger in the subconscious minds of those who have yet to heal. It will rise defeat in their nervous system. Something about defeat in your nervous system. Oh, that's what they're trying to... That's what your guys are standing beside you, making sure that you don't feel defeated. Something about your masculine energy was easily defeated, was easily affected. It was too easy. This is deeper than... It's these individuals that try to mess with minds. They'll know who minds they can mess with because it's too easy. They're too easily triggered. They're too wounded. They're too raw. That's another thing too. Your energy is raw. So spirit, like it has something to do with how you respond. It's coming. It has something to do with how you respond. Like hair trigger, real quick. You respond quick. So they want you to hone in on that ability. Because it has something to do with quick intuition. You know right off the bat. So it could be taken wrong by others. But follow me with that. I hope that was clear. They're testing your responses because they're too quick. Can't believe it's over quick. I miss you. I don't know where that came from. Jill Scott. Quick. Can't believe it's over quick. But yeah, I think that's it for this message. I hope this resonated with you in some way, shape, or form. Take your time. A lot of you are going into a healing period. A lot of you are going into a time where you have to trust the Most High. Not the false safety net that used to be what you relied on. It was a false safety net that was keeping you trapped. It's gone. Trust the Most High. Something also about the nick of time. Some of you thought you had issues with planning. You don't. You get straightened out right at the nick of time. That's why you gotta believe in the Most High. Connect with me on all socials. Essential Soul Growth. It's more where this came from. Wish you well on your journey. Yeah. Peace.